Alright, so after the whole KSP Making History expansion release thing and the paid DLC and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you guys asking yourselves, is there a perfectly legal and fair way to get the features into the game that are included in the DLC for free without having to pay the $15? So, thankfully, you stumbled upon this video, and this video has the right answer for that exact question. So stick around and hope you enjoy. Hello guys, and welcome back to Gemini Gamers. So, we're gonna go ahead and basically get into answering the question as fast as possible. So, what exactly are we trying to answer, right? So, we're trying to answer the question of basically getting the DLC features added by the DLC, basically, into the game for free, right? Using mods, basically. I'm not gonna do the whole illegal sharing file stuff with you guys. I don't want to die, so basically, just don't do it. It's not fair for the developers. They worked on it, I guess. So yeah, and just judging by how easy it is to kind of share the files, it's kind of, not gonna get into all that. But anyway, we're trying to answer that question. So we're gonna basically divide that question into two parts, right? So the DLC added a bunch of parts, actual, game parts into the game, and it added a new feature, basically mission maker, which allows you to make your own, basically, contracts, just a little bit more advanced and more flushed out, I guess you could say. So first part is basically parts, historical parts. So we're gonna basically be answering these two things with two mods. However, there's gonna be a couple more mods that I am gonna list out that you might want to look at, to get the more historical feeling, maybe more parts that are in the game normally into the game with other mods, basically. So don't worry about those. They're gonna be listed out at the end of the video, though. So I'm just gonna go over the main things, though. There's two main mods that I want you to use to basically reproduce that. So the first one is Blue Dog Design Bureau, and that basically adds a bunch of historical parts: the Mercury capsule, the Gemini capsule, the Apollo capsule, all the NASA parts. Remember the old FASA mod? Basically, this thing is a new one of that. So you get all that. You can get the first one, I guess. One of these is the first one. I'm not too sure which one it is, but that's the one that the astronauts, died in. So, be careful with that, I guess. I mean, Kerbals are Kerbals. I don't think they're more robust than humans, I guess you could say. But you also get a bunch of probes, a bunch of historical NASA probes. Very good for contracts. You're going to be using it, I think, personally. That stuff is basically cool stuff. You can go ahead and download it. There's gonna be a link down below for everything, all the mods that I'm gonna be going over, except the ones I list out, maybe a couple. But the ones I list out, they're not updated at all, so I don't want you to mess your save games with, you know what I mean. So don't worry too much. But again, historical parts and stuff like that. And that's not all. You get a bunch of engines and stuff. Very good looking engines too. I mean, what else can you ask for? Look at them. They freaking combat the whole new engine designs in the game that were added by the DLC. They look pretty good too. Animation, I don't think is the same. It's not as flushed out, but I mean, look at it for free. Can you ask for more? Can you ask for more? I personally don't think you can. I personally do not think you can, and you shouldn't ask for more for free, because then the developers are gonna start getting angry. But yeah, it's pretty stock alike. I mean, a couple of parts aren't very stock alike. Like the capsules don't look like Kerbal capsules at all. Well, these two do. The Gemini and the Mercury do, but everything else doesn't really look very stock alike. The engines, maybe now it does, because the new expansion kind of added a bunch of stuff. Get the service module for the Gemini capsule. You get all this stuff basically that's added in the DLC on the NASA side, though. Get all that stuff on the NASA side. You don't get the Russian stuff. But I do have a mod that's going to be at the end. It's not updated yet, that's why I didn't include it. So, I'm going to explain all that at the end. Don't worry about that. So, yeah, you get all that. You get the big, giant engines. I think this is the Titan engines, I assume. Yeah, I think those are the Titan engines. They're pretty good looking, too. Not the best, but they look pretty good, I think are these naturally red color? They might be. I think they're a little bit glitchy. Yeah, don't expect it to be completely working. There was a couple issues that I read on the forum site, so don't worry too much about that. You get a couple full-on massive boosters here. if you're into that kind of stuff. You know, you do play Kerbal, so I assume you are, right? Yeah, I'm into that. I can work with that, right? You got a couple more parts here. Very big engines, by the way, like massive engines. Not gonna go through everything, but you know. You also got the Saturn V, the things, yeah, the F1s, literally the F1s right there. They don't look as good as the new DLC ones, but they look good enough, right? For free, you can't really ask for more, can you? You can't do it. You just can't do it. All right, so very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Let's go ahead and look at the fuel tanks here. You get a bunch of sizes, basically a whole expansion on it. Oh, and by the way, I don't have the expansion installed, so don't worry about me conflicting any parts that are added by the expansion. So this is again another one. They don't look the best textures, but they work. They work, okay? They do. Get a couple sizes here, a couple new sizes, and stuff like that. It's really cool stuff out there, man. Really cool stuff out there in the KSP forums. If you haven't looked at it, you should, because you're gonna find stuff. You get the whole big 5-meter tanks in the game too. So if that's what you're after, basically go ahead and check it out, because I mean that's pretty much all you need, right? The big gigantic Saturn V first stage that can basically boost you into Pluto orbit or something like that. That's basically all you need, in my opinion. So yeah, you got the Saturn V engines. Go ahead and get some of those. Well, actually, let's see if I can find some of those. And you get a bunch of thrusters, new thrusters. Very cool stuff right there. Structural, you get a bunch of structural parts. I'm trying to find the Saturn V engine mount. There we go. There you go. Very cool looking. More realistic looking than the DLC one, personally, I think. This part at least. The engines don't look as good, but everything else looks pretty nice. Alright, so here we go. We got that. I think I probably did this the hard way. But no worries at all. It's all good. So yeah, okay. Basically, there you go. There you go, right? I mean, what else can I go over? Like, you get all those parts, all the NASA historical parts. Beats out the DLC, in my opinion. So, you know, basically, go ahead and download it. I mean, it's pretty good. So that's the first mod. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the second mod here in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, very good. And if I didn't mention this mod is made by Cobalt Wolf. Yeah, so that's, you know, all the NASA parts, basically, all the historical NASA parts. It doesn't add everything else, but all the NASA parts are covered and ready to go, and are pretty good at functioning, doing their whole little thing. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about it breaking your game. They won't. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next mod. Alright, so for the second part of the question that we asked earlier, the mission creator, what mod are we going to use that, right? You may be asking yourself, man, that's going to be a heck of a mod if it can reproduce all that, right? Well, it actually is, I'll be honest with you. The name of it is Mission Controller 2.0. It's been around for a long time, since 2013. It's very, very old. The original one, I don't know if the new one's been. The 2.0 is probably a new thing, so don't worry about that. Made by Malkuth in the forum. So good guy. He's updated, already ready to go, ready to work with the new KSP version 1.4. And basically what this does, it's basically a contract editor, right? So what is the mission creator? Basically a contract maker. You get to make your own contracts, a little more robust, as I said before, and you get to work with it a little bit more. And the mission controller basically does that. You have to be in career mode though, I think, to access it. But it makes sense, right? That's the only way you can do it. So you have to be in career mode. This is basically a normal save career mode. Haven't really done anything here, but anyway, you get this button down here. You click it, and you click the build satellite thing. You get all these options, right? And as you go, you'll be able to unlock these other two things, right? I'm not very used to it because I do own the DLC, and I'm gonna probably, if I'm gonna put time into learning a system to make missions, I'm gonna be going into the official one. But looking at this is pretty cool because you get to select your orbital period. You gotta do a couple minutes. I think 30 minutes is probably very realistic. Maybe 45 minutes. Maybe an hour. Let's go over an hour, right? Do that. And you get to access all this stuff. Body, you want the Min Miss, Moho, Eve, Duna. Let's Jewel. But the 1 hour is probably not possible. But anyway, maybe 9 hours may be possible. But you know, you get to do all that. You get to select your stuff. Get a description, a contract name, and yeah, I mean, you know, you get all of these options. Like, it's pretty cool. You get to do all that stuff. You get to build orbital landing craft. It's a lot of stuff. It's not as robust as the mission creator. It's not as robust. Like, you won't be able to to emulate it. And but you do get a couple features that the mission creator doesn't have. You get a couple parts that require you to take a Kerbal for repair and stuff like that, transmitting stuff. You know, it has flavor to the game that is missing in the normal career mode, I think, personally. It also has all types of historical missions, so don't worry too much about that if you're that kind of guy that wants a historical mission pack in the mission expansion stuff. Don't worry, that's all that stuff. All the Apollo missions, all the Mercury missions, even the Russian stuff. You know, landing on Venus or Eve in this situation. So it adds a bunch of stuff and a bunch of delivery contracts. You can make your own contracts with these little features here. So you can't really complain too much. I mean, it's there. You can go ahead and download it. There's a link down below directly to his forum page. And what else can you ask for, honestly? Like, you get to do this. And a big complaint is about the mission thing is that you can't really build upon it. At least I don't think you can. Like, if you have a world already created, you can't create a mission to reproduce it, to continue on that world, right? Let's say you have a mission to deliver a Kerbal into space, right? You can't really make another mission in that same world to go get that Kerbal and make him go to the moon or something. You know, you can't do that. So that's kind of a big complaint for me, that you can't kind of build upon it. So you can't really have a world where you have your viewers like send you in missions or something like that, and you know, do all that stuff, and slowly you build up a space program. You can't do that. So that's kind of a big problem with me. But yeah, I mean, for free you get all this using mods, right? It's not gonna be the same. It's never gonna compare to the whole thing. So, you know, if you're not that kind of guy that doesn't want to mess around with mods and stuff like that, then maybe you should go ahead and buy the DLC. But with these two mods, you basically reproduce at least 80% of the DLC and you know, the Making History expansion. And that's pretty cool for me, in my opinion. You know, I pay the $15 and I'm okay with it. I mean, I love the game and stuff like that, and people are using it, I guess. Not as much as you would think, but people are slowly moving towards it. But we'll see how it works out. You know, maybe this is the only time we could pay DLC, because maybe it's not as successful as you would think either. But I don't know. Maybe the developers made some money from it. I hope they did, because, you know, it helps the game develop and kind of keep the developers excited and stuff like that. But anyway, beyond all that stuff, I'm going to go ahead and go over a couple mods that I do think that eventually, once they get updated, you have to go back to 1.3.1 to make all these work. But that's why they didn't include them in the main video. So the other mods I want you to look at is, if you don't want the whole realistic looking parts of the blue design bird, go ahead and look at KW Rocketry. Very cool mod. Adds a bunch of the NASA parts, the Saturn V parts. Very cool stuff, new engines and stuff like that. Very cool mod. And if you want all the Russian R7 Soyuz or Solyut pack or whatever it's called, look at the mod called Tantaris. Made a mod review on my channel. Look around for it. It's there. Adds all those parts, the R7 rocket, the N1 rocket, which is not even in the game yet. So it's all good stuff. So go check that one out. And the last one I want you to look at is Texture Replacer. Not updated for 1.4.1. You know, that's why I didn't include it. But basically that lets you switch your spacesuit. It lets you switch your skybox and a couple other textures in the game. Basically everything at this point. So, you know, very cool stuff with that one. So basically those are the 3 other mods that you might want to look at to reproduce absolutely everything. If you want everything to be in it for free, then you gotta do that. You gotta check out those 3 mods I went over. May or may not put a link in the description for those, because, you know, they're not updated yet. I don't want you to mess around with non-updated stuff and break your game saves. I don't want you to do that. So I'm gonna put the ones that I looked at here, the 2 main ones, the Blue Design Vario and the Mission Controller 2.0. So hope you guys are enjoying the video. Hope you guys have fun with the mods and reproduce the DLC for free. Hope you saved those $15. Go get yourself a burger or something, or whatever you like. Maybe a soda or something, or maybe some other game. You can buy a whole game for $15, so, you know, whatever happens, happens. And again, guys, I haven't been reproducing many videos lately. I've been kind of busy and also kind of out of ideas, basically. But I do have a couple ideas, but I'm waiting on the mods to the update and stuff like that, so I can upload them and create those videos as we go on. But, you know, that's gonna come out soon. Don't worry. I'm gonna get back onto it, back on the high horse and stuff like that. So don't worry too much about that. And again, I'm gonna be making this new series once the mods get developed and stuff like that. So, you know, that's gonna be on when Copernicus gets released and stuff like that. I'll go ahead and make a new series on a new planet pack, and we'll get going from there. Hope you guys enjoy that too. So remember, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, share, click on the notification bell, all that YouTube stuff. You know, it helps. Subscribers help me. I want to get to 300 subscribers soon. We're almost we're on our way. We're at 230, 220, something around high 220s, right? So 300 subscribers before May, maybe something around there. We'll see. But yeah, guys, do all that YouTube stuff. Leave comments down below what you think. Maybe a mod I missed that could have made things a little bit better, more like the DLC. Leave a comment down below, and you know, stuff that you want to see me do in the channel relating to KSP or any other game. Leave a comment down below too. I'll read them and I'll probably respond as soon as possible. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy and have fun in the new modded Turbo Space program. So yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.